Hey guys, Guy from Team Tartars here, bringing you episode 3 of how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright, something I probably should have done earlier, but I mean, you've already got your deck built by this point. We're going to go into the different types of cards in the game, and then the next episode will be actually how to play the game and how to start off. So once you've got your deck, you need to know what type of cards there are. We're going to start off with monsters, then we'll go to spells and traps. So you start off with monsters. There's different types of monsters. These are normal monsters. They're just regular monsters with no effects. Hence the name normal monster. They're generally a light yellow background. And you can always tell because they'll usually have a little bio of the card below. And normal monsters just aren't super impressive. Then you get on to effect monsters. These are generally what make your decks. You make decks based on the effects. This is a ninja, and they'll say whatever type they are, effect. And they range from different shapes, sizes, and big stuff, everything. So effect monsters and normal monsters. Then you get those random monsters that, and effect monsters generally have this dark background, this dark brown, I guess dark tan brown background. Then you get those weird monsters called Geminis. Geminis are counted as normal monsters in the graveyard, and when you're on the field, you can normal summon them again to make them an effect monster with an effect. They'll give you a little description of it in the bottom of it to make it the effect. So, they're really weird, but they're really good. A lot of Geminis are good. This is a hero. So, you can make a decent hero deck. And you come to these blue cards. These blue cards are called rituals. And they can only be summoned with ritual spell cards, which you'll see shortly. Rituals never really did anything. They have certain ones, I don't have any here, but heralds, whatever you want to call it, that are basically stall. They negate all of your effects, monster, spell, traps, everything like that. So they're pretty good. But these are rituals. They can only be summoned with a ritual spell card. It doesn't have to necessarily be the one that special summons them, because every ritual has its own card that special summons it, or ritual summons, whatever, from the hand. And when you want to do a ritual summon, you send cards from your hand equal to or more than the level of, or from the field, equal to or more than the level of the monster. So this one's level 8, so you'd send 2 level 4s to the graveyard, or a level 5 and level 3 or something like that, or more. It has to be just equal to or more than the level of the monster. Alright, that was it for monsters that would be in your main deck. Time for side deck monsters, or extra deck monsters, sorry. These are fusions. Most fusions are generally done by polymerization or things of that nature, mainly polymerization, but there are certain ones that can do what's called contact fusion, which is basically like gladiator beasts. Gladiator beasts, you just send the stuff back to the deck and you get your fusion, but that's a little too confusing for now, so you just got regular fusions, done by polymerization, and when you do a fusion, you send from your field to the graveyard. I think you can do it from the hand too, but your field to the graveyard, the monsters that are listed on the bottom part of that, right under the name. Then you get to synchro monsters. Synchro monsters are really they were really good for a long time, and they're still really good. There's a lot of really good synchros out there that are still kicking around, even though they've basically been killed by exceeds, but we won't get into that. To make a synchro monster, you have to, same basic concept as a ritual. You have to have 2 or more monsters whose levels equal the stars on this card levels. It has to be a tuner and 1 or more non-tuner monsters, unless it specifies otherwise. Like this zombie synchron takes a plague spreader zombie as its tuner, plus 1 or more non-tuner zombie type monsters to make. It's generally 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. But there's certain cards out there, like this guy, Gothams, whose monsters you can use as 1 tuner plus 1 or more earth monsters. So you can use 2 tuners for him, or whatever. So just got to read your cards really carefully. And most synchros are effect monsters, but you got those really weird ones that are occasionally normal monsters, like Gaia Knight, the Force of Earth. And then you get that those 2 or 3 random synchro monsters that are also tuners, like Lifestream Dragon and Formula Synchron, and I think Turbo Synchron is a tuner too. I'm not positive. Then you get into Exceeds, which are these guys. Exceeds are made by Overlay. Basically, same thing. You got to read what's on the card. 2 level 3 monsters, and basically when you do an overlay, you take your monsters that are both their stars or the levels, so you put them on the field, put one on top of the other, make your little overlay network or whatever if you watch the show, and then you put him on the field from your extra deck. It's considered a special summon, and these are no longer considered levels, they're called ranks now, because the stars are on the opposite side of the card. So anything that would affect a level monster doesn't affect him, so like level limit area B or anything like that doesn't affect him. Then you get to the spell cards. There's a bunch of different types of spells and traps, and I'm going to have to hurry this up because it's going to be a long video. So, normal spell, activated from the hand, and once it's done it goes to the graveyard, nothing special. Quick play can be activated during the battle phase on your turn while it's in your hand. Otherwise, you set it and you can activate it on your opponent's turn during their battle phase or when they switch phases or something, or chain to something. And here's a little symbol. It looks like a little lightning bolt. Then you get the ritual spells, which are used to summon ritual monsters. They've got a little flame on them. Then you've got field spells that have this little shuriken type thing on it that you play in your field spell zone, which would be upper left corner for your field spell. And this gives you effects. It counts as another one of your spell and trap card zones, technically. Then you got continuous spells, which have this little infinity symbol on it, and then you activate them and they stay on the field forever until they're destroyed, just like field spells. Then you've got equip cards. They have this little plus sign in the corner, the cross, and there you equip it to an appropriate monster, and it's an equip card. It stays on the field and it gives that monster certain bonuses and effects. And then that's all the spells. Onto the traps. You get a normal trap that just has no symbol. You activate it, it's one and done. You activate it, and it's dead. Then you get the strongest cards in the game, counter traps. The only thing you have spell speeds, which we'll go over in another video. But spell speeds, this is a spell speed 3. The only thing you can chain to another counter trap is another counter trap. So that makes counter traps some of the strongest cards in the game. Then you've got continuous traps, which you activate them and they stay on the field, and that's basically their thing. Then you get those few monsters, those few traps that are also monsters, like Cyber Shadow Gardna or Metal Reflect Slime. They're technically considered continuous traps. Oh, forgot to show you the counter trap. You probably saw it, but it's like a little reflect arrow. See? Counter. But you get those random traps that are also monsters, which means you activate it, and then it goes to your monster zone. Now, it still counts as a trap, and it counts as a monster. So you can do everything to it. If you Mystical Space Typhoon it, you destroy it. It also takes up one of your spell and trap card zones, so you can't activate it when you've got 4 back here and then activate a spell or trap, because it's still technically taking one of your zones. So hopefully that gave you a decent understanding of what the cards are, and hopefully this will give you a better understanding of how to play the game. In the next few videos we'll be going over rulings and spell speeds and things of that nature to help you get better associated with this game, and then I'll teach you how to play. So good luck, have fun, and I'll see you next time.